Hi everyone, it's Hayley and it's week 33 of my second pregnancy. I am doing this a day early because I've got a couple of weeks of vlogs to catch up on. I missed last week but I was really busy with getting everything packed up from our vacation to come home, and then when I got home I was just so exhausted, I didn't want to do anything. So there we go, that might be a bit better. So yeah, I didn't feel like doing anything, and just spent the first few days back at home just chilling out and doing nothing. Sorry, the glares on my glasses again, this really annoys me, but this is the only place that has like reasonable lighting in this house at the moment. So yeah, so 33 weeks pregnant tomorrow. Today's Friday. But yeah, I thought I'd get this done because I had a midwife appointment this week, and yeah, got to fill you in on what happened last week as well, and so I thought I might as well do it now. So, for 32 weeks pregnant, not a lot going on as far as symptoms, in regards to like acid reflux or anything new or crazy. Leaking sort of, or lactating I suppose you could say, continued, and everything was sort of pretty normal really. So yeah, so I had a midwife's appointment on Tuesday. Yeah, anyway, so I had a midwife's appointment on Tuesday, and everything went really well. So far in this pregnancy I've only gained 8 kilos. So I'm really impressed with that, although I did tell her that, you know, I was starting to feel like I had gained a lot of weight purely because I've been starting to have some real aches and pains, especially in my hips and my legs, but it's just all purely because of carrying a baby. And I am heavier at this stage than I was in my last pregnancy when I even had the baby. So I weigh about 83 kilos, which is like 2 kilos over what I was when I gave birth to my first child. So but I still haven't put on as much weight this time around thus far as I had last time around, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, I started off this pregnancy, must have been about 7 or 8 kilos heavier than I sort of started off my first pregnancy, so yeah. But yeah, I have only gained 8 kilos. So 8 kilos in 32 weeks, I thought that was pretty good really. And I'd only put on 2 kilos since the last time I saw her, which was 6 weeks previous. So 2 kilos in 6 weeks for getting towards the end of a pregnancy is not too bad. The average here, well, they say the safe average amount of weight to put on during pregnancy is sort of between 11 and 13, 14 kilos. So I think I'll be within that range, hopefully, by the time I have the baby. So I'm on track weight wise. I'm not putting on any extra weight or anything, I'm putting on the right amount. But yeah, like I'm starting to get a lot of pain in my hips and in my legs and stuff like that, just purely because all the joints and everything they're more limber. And yeah, I did not experience this this bad last time. So it's probably a combination of a lot of things. The fact that my body is the heaviest it's ever been, ever. So it's trying to cope with the fact that it's heavier than it's ever been, as well as accommodate a baby and account for all the loosened up ligaments and things in my hips and stuff. But I have to say that's really the only thing that's started to get to me, is I feel like my body's like, physically, my body's like, right, we're done, but my brain's got to keep telling, no, we've got, you know, 7-8 weeks to go, you know, don't give up now, don't give up now. So sort of like a bit of a battle going on there. Baby is, she did a sort of like a double check of measurements sort of baby, just to make sure that he wasn't, you know, ginormous or anything in there, and he's not. She said feels completely average for at that point it was 32-week baby, so said he's not super big and he's not tiny, so it seems like he's average. So I was like, okay, you know, as long as everything's fine, you know, it's not a, you know, it's not a problem for me. So yeah, what else? My blood pressure was good, pretty much the same as it has been throughout the pregnancy. Pee was good, nothing in my, no sugar or protein or whatever in my urine. Baby had a good, strong, loud heartbeat. He was like, his chest was like right on the wall, on the outside wall of my belly. He was lying straight down the middle, head down, but his chest was facing out, so she got a real, it was like really loud, like close, like whoa, he's right there sort of sound. But you know, he sounded really good, and she said he seems like he's quite happy in there and he's not having any problems or anything, so that was wonderful. I see her every 2 weeks now, so I go back in 2 weeks time, and then I think it's once I hit 38 weeks, I think I start going every week. I'm not entirely sure. I guess it all just depends on how things are going and whatnot. But yeah, so every 2 weeks now, which is, you know, you're near the end when you start having to go every 2 weeks, and it's like you see your midwife more often than you ever did, and it's like, oh okay, like we're getting to the big moment, so to speak. But yeah, so no, everything's looking really good and is really good. As far as everything else is good. I went shopping today to pick up some birthday presents for people, and I found a little outfit for the baby. I've really got to stop buying stuff. This child does not need any more clothes really, because he's got plenty, but when I see something cute I just can't help myself. And this was only $6. And it's a size 3 to 6 months. But oh, isn't that cute? I love the colours. Like, it just jumped out at me on the rack, and I was like, oh, I have to get that. It's so cute. I just think it's so yeah, no, I think it's just absolutely adorable. So that's his collection of clothing. So yeah, as far as baby stuff still to get, there is pretty much nothing left to get, except stock up on nappies and little bits like that, like soaps and whatnot. But I've got these little like vouchers for those, so they're not like, I don't need to get them urgently. So yeah, he's got plenty of clothes, plenty of blankets, somewhere to sleep and all that. He's got everything he needs really ready to go. I've just got to now gather up bits and pieces that I will need for like labour aids, things for breastfeeding, you know, like nipple cream, you know, breast pads and all that sort of stuff, you know, postpartum stuff as well as labour and delivery stuff, just to collect up. That's all I've really got left to do. So in the next yeah, like 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully I'll be able to round everything up that I need to round up. I'm finishing off the bedroom for the boys. Like, it's pretty much set up how it's going to have to be set up. I've just got to put up the names that I've done for the boys, but because I've painted them up in some blues and reds colours and things like that, I've just got to hang them up. But at the last minute my husband said, I want to change the letter of the baby's name. We had gone through a bit of a debate on the spelling of the name we had chosen. I wanted it a certain way and he wanted it a certain way, and eventually we came to a compromise that I was quite happy with. So I went and I bought the letters of the boys' names, and I was like, I'm like almost finished doing them up, and he says, no, I want to go back to this letter. Like, I don't want to spell it this way, I want to spell it that way. Which is the way I originally wanted to spell it in the first place. So now, I was like, really? I could have just had it my way the whole time? But, yeah, so I just had to go out and get a letter today, the correct letter, and I'll paint that up and finish off little bits on the other letters and get that all done, and then get them hung up, and then I'll be able to just show you the bedroom and how it's going to look. It's nothing fancy, nothing yeah, nothing fancy or anything, just because we don't own the house we live in, we're renting, we can't actually do any painting of walls or anything without the owner's permission. So, and the walls and the paint colour of the walls in the boys' bedroom is a pretty neutral colour that goes sort of with the other colours we have, so there's really no point in trying to paint it all up. So instead I'm just having to make it their room using decor and bedding and that sort of stuff. So yeah, but it's not like, you know, like the fabulous rooms and nurseries that I see other YouTube mums put up, and I think, oh, I would love to be able to do that. But definitely when we own our own home and things, then I'll definitely do a big, like, decorations of kids' bedrooms. I love doing that, but for the moment it is what it is, and we're working with what we can work with, and as long as it's a room that they feel comfortable in and they enjoy, and AJ does enjoy the bedroom, he enjoys his bedroom, plays in there, he loves, you know, he enjoys sleeping in there and everything, so yeah, I just happy to work with that. And then yeah, once we do eventually buy our own house, then I can go all out and do big decorating and painting and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I had to readjust myself again. So yeah, but I've completely gone off on a completely different tangent there. So yeah, as far as like 33 weeks, I really don't think much is going to change from today to tomorrow, as far as symptoms and things, but I've had a bit of acid reflux, heartburn, acid reflux. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was really bad. Like, it was bad that like drinking water made me have it, and it was just weird. I've noticed, because I've been away for a month, in my mum's house there's no like full length mirrors in the bathrooms or anything, it's sort of just here. So I got home and I noticed that I have a whole lot of new stretch marks on my tummy that have appeared in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, which is fine. If you're going to get stretch marks, you're going to get stretch marks. You can't actually completely prevent them. So, you know, some people are genetically lucky that they don't get them, and some people, get them really bad and some people get them moderately, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I've noticed that I've got quite a few more. I think it's purely just because my belly is bigger now than it was when I gave birth to my last baby, so it's all just been stretched out that bit further. I'm really not bothered about trying any lotions or anything on them. I'm not going to try and like completely like, I won't say fix my body or whatever, but like sort of make things look better till after I've completely finished having children and I know that it's not gonna be, not ruined, but it's not gonna be readjusted again, so to speak. So I'm not really worried about stretch marks. But yeah, I have got them. I've got some, I mean I've always had stretch marks even before I had children, but yeah, definitely some new ones on my belly, which are very purple and new and red, so yeah. But that's really the only other thing that's been going on, nothing else really. I think I've had some Braxton Hicks contractions. I say I think because I'm not sure. Oh, I have to move again. Not like, see, because yeah, last time I didn't know I was even having Braxton Hicks contractions until must have been about 2 weeks before I actually had AJ, and I knew that they were Braxton Hicks contractions because they were actually painful in my back, and that's because I had back labour when I did eventually go into labour. But anyway, yeah, I think I've been having a little bit of Braxton Hicks. Nothing, they're not painful. If this is Braxton Hicks, it's not painful. I only notice it when I've been walking briskly, or for like a long period of time. I notice that my tummy feels tight, but if I put my hand, if I touch my belly, I can still feel the flabby bit, but it's like the internal wall is really hard, not the outside, if that makes sense. And yeah, and that stays for quite a while, and then it'll go and then it might come back again. But it's only when I've been doing like vigorous amounts of activity sort of thing. So yeah, like walking for like probably say more than like half an hour, 45 minutes at a time. That's when it, you know, without, you know, sitting down and having a rest or stopping for a bit, that's when it happens. So yeah, I don't know if it is Braxton Hicks or what. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I've been feeling. So yeah, as far as like appetite and food and things, I've not really had a big appetite lately. Incredibly thirsty all the time, peeing all the time during the day, like it feels like every 5 minutes. Yeah, but just really thirsty. Like yesterday, I think I had like little bits to eat here and there, but I drank like 3 litres of water. I was just like so thirsty. So I don't know what all that's about. I haven't really been super hungry this entire pregnancy really, but yeah, always really thirsty. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, oh, that's really it for this week. I will show you the belly and see you guys next week. Belly. Belly. Very big. It's getting big, that's for sure. But that's alright. I will see you guys next week. Bye.